All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another episode on The Truth with Ben Jokes. Happy Easter celebration to you all. Former Defense Minister Danjuma urges self-defense as Benue's death toll rises to 56, calling the situation a real war. Now, T.Y. Danjuma, we know the role that you played in ensuring that Nigeria remains. You, Yakubu Gowon, and the likes are part of the Christians who refuse to allow the South to break away from the North. If this country had broken apart many years ago, there is a great chance that all the individual regions that would have emanated from the breakup would have been thriving separately, and the relationship between all of us would have been cordial. But you guys said one Nigeria was better. Now look at where we are as a nation. The economy is 1/10, insecurity everywhere. You people have to do more than just preaching self-defense. You must come out and put your money where your mouth is. You must come out and sponsor the mechanism of self-defense. You must roll out the millions that will be used to mobilize the youths, ensure that they are properly equipped and paid to do the job. Collaborate with the state governments. Any other thing they are doing in the states for now in terms of development and all that can wait. Even the looting should wait, because this is a serious issue. It's a matter of life and death. This is not time for, coming to social media to come and speak or granting interviews. We need real actions from some of you that this country has given a lot to. And some of you said you believe in the oneness of Nigeria. This is the time for you to step out and show it. Now, let us look at the top story. If you have observed, I always speak of a time when Nigerians will begin beating up people who support Tinubu, whether during casual discussions or during interviews or at public meetings or public fora. Nigerians will begin to beat up people who are supporting this mess that this country has become. That was what I predicted. I think we have reached that point, and it is beginning in Bauchi State. Bauchi State Deputy Governor thundered Tinubu's Minister of Foreign Affairs a hot slap. You know, when Tinubu's cabinet members go out for any occasion, even if it is a funeral, they will start campaigning. After destroying the country, you are supposed to have the decency to at least keep quiet, but they won't. And on this occasion, the Minister of Foreign Affairs met his Waterloo when he received a hot slap in his state, Bauchi State, from the Deputy Governor of the state. Before I show you details of this top story and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video. The latest terrorist group in the North Central, Mahmuda, might be the worst we have seen so far if care is not taken. In their latest attack, they killed some, abducted some, and burnt vehicles. See the video. And then there are images of further destruction here. These are motorcycles burnt to ashes. Look at these motorcycles burnt to ashes. Then this is a truck, a whole truck burnt down. You can see burnt down beyond repair. I think that is the gallon with which they brought the petrol that they used to burn it right there. Look at it. This is what the new terrorist group assigned to the North Central, Mahmuda, have done in their very first recorded attack. You saw that. That havoc was wreaked by the new terrorist group called Mahmuda. These ones are operating in the North Central. That scene you saw there was in Kwara State, Nigeria. And they said this terrorist group has been assigned to operate in the North Central. The Tinubu camp believes that it is the handiwork of Shetima and his fellow Northerners. They believe that they are using the same method they used against Jonathan to make the country ungovernable, and that was how they did it. After inundating the north, they moved into the north central, and the Tinubu camp believes that that is what Shetima camp is doing now to discredit Tinubu. But the killings are not necessary. Stop wasting human lives, please. Break away from Tinubu if you are tired of the CPC and ACN marriage that gave birth to the APC. You don't have to waste human lives to justify your split. It is heartless and demonic to say the least. How many more lives before we say enough is enough? And then we have state governors who are either complicit or completely useless. I was thinking that by now I would have been seeing videos of Plateau State youths and Benue State youths warming up to defend their lands. If you go to Benue State now, there are millions of people in IDP camps just wasting away. Why can't you pick the able-bodied men from these IDP camps and equip them to defend the land? Plateau State, so many jobless youths, just like everywhere in Nigeria. In Plateau State, there are so many jobless youths. Why won't you gather them and put them to good use to defend their land? Why are the governors just interested in only granting interviews? And with all the killings in Nigeria, a responsible leader would have rushed down from London or France to see things firsthand. But no, Tinubu remains in a foreign land, and all he did was to release a hopeless statement. Look at this. Tinubu orders armed forces and others to end insecurity decisively and without delay amid sustained killings by terrorists, armed headsmen. Very hopeless statement. Shows that this man has no single regard for human lives. After weeks of killing, it is now that you are just ordering them. So you mean they have not been acting or what? You mean they've been waiting for your orders or what? It shows clearly that you just said this for saying sake. What a shame. Now, let us look at the top story. Amidst all this failure of the Tinubu regime, instead of his cabinet members to hide their faces, the Minister of Foreign Affairs went to his state Bauchi and decided to show himself. And the deputy governor of the state, to the delight of many Nigerians, slapped the hell out of him. Look at how the papers reported it. Breaking: tension in Bauchi as deputy governor slaps Tinubu's minister Tugar. There is a cloud of controversy in Bauchi state following an altercation between the state's deputy governor Awal Jatau and Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Maitama Tugar at the Emir's Palace in Bauchi on Friday. The incident reportedly occurred during the turbaning ceremony of former Bauchi State Governor Muhammad Abdullahi Abubakar, who was honored as Makama Baba I of Bauchi Emirate. The event, which also featured the wedding of Abubakar's daughter Khadija Muhammad, drew several high-profile attendees, including Kashim Shettima and Gombe State Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya. According to the eyewitness accounts, a heated exchange erupted after Tugar allegedly made disparaging remarks about the Bala Muhammad-led administration. The comments are said to have infuriated the deputy governor, who allegedly slapped the minister. The deputy governor was visibly furious. It was a shocking moment. If not for Shettima's swift intervention, it would have escalated badly, a source at the scene said. The altercation appears to stem from an ongoing political dispute between Minister Tugar and Governor Bala Muhammad. The foreign minister, a member of the All Progressive Congress, has been a vocal critic of the People Democratic Party-led state government. There are suggestions that Tugar is positioning himself for a 2027 governorship bid in Bauchi State. As of the time of filing this report, neither the Bauchi State government nor the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs has issued an official statement regarding the incident. The opposition All Progressive Congress APC in Bauchi has also remained silent. You heard that. Bauchi State Deputy Governor Awal Jatau, doing the Lord's work there, slapped the hell out of Tinubu's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Maitama Tugar. And as soon as I saw that update, two things came to my mind. The first one was the last interview that this Minister of Foreign Affairs, Tugar, granted on Channels TV. he downplayed the sufferings of Nigerians. Everything they said, he said they should forget about it. That Nigerians are suffering. This is the first time Nigerians are suffering, that they should forget about all those things they are saying, that Tinubu must be re-elected. He said Tinubu had done so much and nothing could stop Tinubu. The second thing was when the FBI and DEA, IRS, were directed to release Tinubu's criminal files in their possession. This same man came out and said all that means nothing, that he is already in office, that we should forget all those ones and focus on governance and focus on the good governance that we are enjoying. I felt so bad when he said those things. Now somebody has landed him a hot slap because this same man went to Bauchi State and began trying to criticize the governor. So you know right from wrong. Yet you said that a bag of rice moving from 30,000 naira to 80,000 naira is development. Yet you said that spaghetti going from 550 naira to 1,200 naira is good. But you went to your own state, Bauchi State, you are trying to criticize the governor because you want to be the next governor of the state. You APC guys, you are completely destroying people's lives, and all you are thinking of is to go about grabbing the remaining states that are in the hands of other parties who are corrupt but at least have a little conscience left. You want to still grab those states from those parties and destroy everything. What have Nigerians done wrong to the APC? And look at how Nigerians reacted to the slap given to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. Fred here says, the deputy governor deserves a national award. How can a minister under this criminal regime be criticizing a governor for failing? A government that has thrown millions of Nigerians into abject poverty. A government that has not shown any concern over daily killings of Nigerians. I am telling you, every day scores of people are dying in this country. Tinubu remains in a foreign land. Shetima that is here in this country is going for a coronation because they say he was there during the turbaning of the former governor, that he was the one that even stopped Minister of Foreign Affairs from being beaten up. So you can go to all those places, but he couldn't go to Plateau State. He couldn't go to Benue State. How I wish the deputy governor landed Shetima to another hot slap. And Law here says, Tugar deserves it. I hope the slap hot weller. Tugar won't go and do his work as foreign affairs minister. Nigerians are being treated like shit in Africa and everywhere. No foreign policy to protect Nigeria. He is after Bauchi governor, making everything political. That is it. Even he, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, has failed monumentally in his own capacity. Yes, I know that Nigeria has a battered image all over the world, but at least do something as a minister. You have not done anything as a minister. You are eyeing the seat of the governor. And Gata here says, this is no more foreign affairs. This is home affairs. A funny one there. And Baba B. Ibrahim says, that's good. Well done. The man is too arrogant. Very stupid set of people. Aside the Minister of Interior, who looks a bit decent, every single minister in the TINUBU'S cabinet, they look drunk and stupid. Look at the Minister for Power. That one, anytime he opens his mouth, he says rubbish. He came up with his fraudulent band A, B, and C dichotomy, and look at what he has turned the country into. Now you see somebody who was paying 8,000 naira, 10,000 naira as NEPA bill monthly, and he was complaining. The next month they will just bring bill 25,000. That is what we are saying. So is that one a minister? You go to the finance, you look at Minister of Finance, somebody who was asked to give us account of how he spent the money that was saved from subsidy at the National Assembly, and he said he needed a closed door meeting. That is telling us clearly, telling the country clearly that they have mismanaged the monies from subsidy savings. Then you go to CBN governor. This man is the worst ever. He has spent over $600 million in the first quarter of this year defending the Naira after they claimed to have floated the Naira. He has spent like half of what Buhari was spending annually to defend the Naira, to keep it at 500 Naira to a dollar. He has spent it in a quarter, and he has not been able to even keep the Naira at 1.4. Naira is exchanging at 1,600 Naira now to a dollar, after you are spending times 3 of what Buhari was spending annually to keep it at 500, 600 naira to a dollar. This is the highest criminality of all time, and that is what the Tinubu cabinet is known for. One of the most useless cabinets in the history, and it is the biggest. This is somebody who was lying that he wanted to implement a Orosanye report to reduce the cost of governance, but you have the biggest cabinet. But I'm not surprised. This is the APC. They have come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And that is why I keep telling Nigerians that for us to have a country that we can be proud of, for us to even have a country at all in the near future, because the way they are going, we might not have a country. For us to do so, to have a country in the near future, we must come together, cast our sentiments aside, and get the APC out of power. But until then, make I still enter town, make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una na I dey here, so don't go away.